Oh, let's talk about meditation today. And most importantly, let's actually do some meditation. I'm sure a lot of you out there are very familiar with many of the benefits that are described in terms of meditation, but there's nothing better than actually sitting down and actually taking some time to do it. So this video is obviously going to be available to you at any time you choose to just take a break, relax the mind, and see what are so many benefits that can come from meditation. I'm not going to go into them now. I think it's more important that we just sit down and actually practice some. So I'm going to jump straight into it. And first of all, I'm going to close my eyes. So I invite you to close your eyes as well. Um, and I'm not sure exactly what the theme of this particular meditation will be. I'll guide it intuitively in the moment. But certainly, what is meditation? Well, it's very much an opportunity to relax the mind and just give it a break, which, the mind is very busy normally during an average day. Even when we get a break now, sometimes we're spending time looking at our phones, computers, or TVs. So when does the mind get a chance to rest? Well, I invite you in with me into this little space so that we can see what happens today. So the first thing, you've got your eyes closed. The first thing, obviously, we're going to do, as often is the case, is we're going to just take a massive deep breath in. So fill up your belly, breathing in, and breathe out. Breathing in again, fill your belly, and breathe out. And let's just drop into this present moment. And the first thing we can do is we can just drop anything that's been going on for you before you met this video, before you decided to play it. Just let it all go in whatever way you can. Bring yourself into an awareness of my voice and letting go of any expectation of what you might get out of this video, out of this meditation. You and I are both going to go into this and we're just literally going to perhaps have the intention that we're going to relax the mind. But as we all know, the mind will be busy anyway. It's not going to suddenly switch off when we suddenly decide to relax it. So we're just going to go into this with an open mind, with some curiosity. And I love this word awareness. We're familiar with the word consciousness. Perhaps we're going to just be playing with our awareness. As we know, when we meditate, we get very aware of thoughts coming in and going out. What's observing those thoughts? Well, it's our awareness. There's another word that you may be familiar with, which is presence. And we can bring our awareness to that present moment in a way of having presence, being with presence. And that's certainly something I would like to bring to you today, is a state of presence, a state of awareness of the present moment, a state of beingness. And perhaps that's what we're going to really explore today in this meditation. You can access presence, you can access this on many, many different levels and layers, which is part of the fun of meditation, part of the fun of these exercises. So the first thing I'll encourage you to do is just be aware of what's going on for you right now. What's your present state? It might be your state physically, it might be your state mentally. What's going on for you right now? One of the wonderful things about these processes, we don't need to change anything at this moment. We can just literally observe and witness what's going on for you right now. I'm going to stop talking for a moment just to give you a sense of tuning into all of that. And as I say, there's nothing you need to change at this stage. I'm doing it for myself as well. What do I notice in the body? What do I notice in the mind? What's in my environment? What can I hear? What's my emotional state? One of the things that is an indicator of our thoughts that have been in our minds is our emotions will often be a guide, or they typically will be a guide of what's been going on in the mental state. So where are your emotions? That can just explain to you where your thoughts have been in the last while. It might even be some bleed through from something that's been happening quite some time ago. But let's just be aware of everything that's going on for you right now. And again, we're witnessing, we're observing. You might notice that when we allow things to exist, they sometimes change. Perhaps they get worse. Perhaps there's something that we've been thinking about earlier on, and it's surfacing. An emotion that we probably find is a little bit niggling, that might surface. Doesn't matter what it is. Let it be, let it come up. You might actually notice that this witness, this awareness, might be stating the obvious, but I'm going to put some attention onto this. Might not be so obvious. We go through a whole life with a presence, with an awareness of everything that's going on. It's actually, we're more often in the state of our conscious mind, a mind that's busy. We're more often in that state than we're actually in the state of witnessing the thoughts. So just play maybe with this observe or witness state. If you've meditated before, which I bet if you're joining me this far in the video, you'll have meditated, I'm sure, many a times before. What's it all about? Well, one of the things is we really go into that witnessing observer state, and we let the thoughts come and go. Well, we actually live our whole life from that witness observer state, that awareness state as well. So let's just, one of the things you might do just for the next moment or two is actually explore what's it like to be in the awareness space, and then what's it like to be in the thought space. What happens when you exit the awareness state and get locked into other states, which might be physical, which might be mental, which might be emotional? Can you go into the state of literally just witnessing all of it? So there is some magic that happens when you can go into the awareness state. You do this for long enough, you can start to notice what is this presence that's in a way tucked behind the mind. What happens when you notice that? We might get a bit further down this exploration, and we might contemplate the idea that that awareness that I have, that I access, that's observing me speaking and being aware of my own thoughts and this interaction. Where is that awareness? What is that awareness? And is that awareness the thing that we have most in common? Because if you're accessing your awareness and you're hearing me in English, but is there another state of awareness that we share, which enables that common understanding, which is beyond the words English. If I went and spoke to a French person, they would still tune in to my energy, my state, my communication, even if they might not pick up the exact language, they would pick up my energetic state. What is that? What is that shared awareness? Is it on an energy level? Not really. To a certain extent, it is. It's much more about the witness and the observer state. So this is a big doorway that I'm opening up today, and you're free to access it in whatever way makes it feel useful. Maybe it doesn't feel useful, but the most important thing, and I will just give us a bit of time now to just experiment with what I've presented, and I'm going to speak a bit less, and I'm just going to invite you to explore the awareness, perhaps go into I'm in awareness, I'm not in awareness. I'm in awareness, I'm not in awareness, and play with that. Notice what happens when you're in the witness state. And of course, let anything, as I've said, come up, thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, and just be in the witness state. I'm going to go quiet for a little while. If none of this makes sense today, then just become aware of your breath. Just be with your breath as a focal point, letting everything else just pass on by. After a while, when you meditate, and you've been doing the practice for months, years, whatever, or maybe even less, there can be an enjoyment that can come from meditation simply by turning up and accessing this sense of taking a break. It can be obviously subtle. I invite you into the idea that meditation can be playful, can be an exploration. I think today what's happening is we're exploring. It's like people talk about being in the present moment, the now, there's only the now. It's a great grand statement, but one of the fun elements is to take something like that, to take a concept like awareness, to take a concept like being the observer, and then actually integrate it into experience. And that's a practice. That's not something we're only going to do today. Potentially, I invite you to maybe explore this video, this meditation, many times. Because I can speak from my own experience, this is something that I've accessed deeper and deeper as a concept. And as a life lived where we can be in a state of awareness, where we're witnessing and not really the doer, but the witnesser watching the show, it's quite a wonderful place to live from, to be honest. I'm noticing it's a very letting go state. And things happen by their own volition. It becomes a state of effortless being. So explore to be in the awareness state, in that present state. Noticing things, being aware that are they really you? Are those thoughts really you? Those thoughts that come, some of them are fun, some of them are not fun. What's going on? Are they really you? Or are you more the witnesser? Who is that witnesser? Is it you? Is it a field that we access? Is it a shared field that we access? Can you, for example, I don't know what's happening for you right now, but can you access a smile on your face? Some of you know me. Perhaps it's just a smile that we're sharing this interaction. We've had other interactions, and can we allow a smile on our collective faces in the exploration of what we're doing today? Is that possible? Doesn't absolutely. If you're feeling angry, don't force a smile, or maybe do, but only if you feel drawn to. Can we sit together and find this interesting? And can we find it interesting to the level where we can turn into our own little Buddhas, big Buddhas, and allow a small, gentle smile to open on our face, or even on an energy level internally within every cell of our body? Can we allow a small smile to appear when we just say, do you know what? I don't know what he's on about today, but there's something going on. There's something about this presence that can feel quite good with all that's going on in the world. Can we create a space? I'm certainly inviting you into a space which is effectively witnessing. You might access it as the calm within the storm. There's a lot going on the planet. There's a lot of energy flying about. There's a lot of busy minds. Can we sit, allow our internal Buddha or whatever our internal smiley face wants to be, knowing that right now there is a happening, every form it's taking for you right now. Again, I'm going to speak a bit less and just invite you into all that's going on in today's meditation. I'm going to be with presence. Can you drop into that? And relax into any of this, perhaps deepen where you are. You love yourself in a way that allows everything to just be. Can you be in a state of awareness of your life, of yourself, of your mind, of your body, of your emotions? Can you witness all of it and be okay with all of it? And witness it. Doesn't mean you deny yourself or let go of yourself or disconnect from yourself. You're not disconnecting. You're actually embracing all of it, all of yourself, and you're actually sitting in a state of expanded awareness and allowing all of it to be held by that state of expanded awareness, which we're both, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I get it, we're both in that state of awareness to a certain extent, in a shared field that holds all of us. And we relax and let go into that state, into that field of awareness. I'm going to invite you into the idea that that state of awareness, that field, can actually hold everything. And perhaps we can access it as a state of loving presence that can allow everything to just shift, everything to just be. And I'd love to sit here all day, I genuinely would. So I'm enjoying this, but I'm going to bring this to a close in a couple of minutes. So I invite you to just, anything that's come up today, to just take a few more moments to just be with whatever you feel drawn to. If there has been any smiles, allow those to just be there, experience that. No matter what is going on, we can access this field. So I invite you to just have an awareness in your heart space. So I keep learning on my own journey. I always have to remind myself, go into the heart space. There's something there that we can really benefit from. Perhaps we might feel some gratitude. Or certainly send the idea that you can be grateful that you've taken this time. You've created that space. And if you've been here this long, then good for you. Taking some time out. Let's just bring this towards a close by taking a couple of deep breaths in. So fill your belly again. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. What should we do? Just bring your awareness to the present moment, to your environment. I'm actually just going to count up from 5 to 1 for what it's worth. I don't know why I'm deciding to do that, but I'm drawn to saying that. So we'll just do a build up of, as we go from 5, we'll slowly become more and more ready for the day, knowing that as I count to 4, we're going to get maybe a bit energized about the day ahead. Just feeling a bit more like we want to embrace the next step in our lives. Coming up to number 3. We're ready. We're getting more and more ready. being more and more present and more alert when we're ready. Number 2. And then 1, we might open our eyes. If you're looking at that view in front, it's a lovely view of Sedona. Welcome back. It's a great time in Sedona, and it's just a certain energy I felt drawn to bringing to us during this meditation. Sedona actually amplifies what you bring in. All right, well, I'm sure you've got other things to do today, so I'm going to thank you for sharing this. I'd love to hear some feedback, actually. I'm surprised at what happened today. I really am a big explorer of this whole concept of awareness and presence. And, it's been, it's like you maybe read Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle and think about, oh yeah, the present moment, now. But it's obviously it's a journey we can go on and spend at least a lifetime, if not more lifetimes, exploring the whole thing about presence and being in the present moment. So certainly it's a video that you might want to keep playing with, and I'll probably listen to it myself and actually explore it. So anyway, all the best. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again. I'm planning to make more meditations, so if you'd send me any comments, it will be useful. If you have any topics that you'd like to explore meditations, certainly I know I'm going to come up with other ideas as well. And I wish you well. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.